Smoky Mountain Invite is the most competitive tournament of the year so far. Out of the 16 schools competing, 13 of them are in the top 20, and 8 are in the top 10. Doing well shows that you are a national contender, and winning at SMI will make you a favorite for winning it all. So with the expectations set, let's see if they were met. In Pool A, Darkside took care of business, comfortably beating each of their opponents by at least 3 scores. Vermont secured second, and Carleton beat Utah State on Universe to take third. Pool B had exciting matchups, which included one of the first games of the day between 2nd-seeded Jojah and 15th-seeded NC State. Georgia's up 6-5. If they hold, they'll take the half.
You in black.
Georgia takes half, 7-5. Jojah then held coming out of the half, giving them a 3-score lead. But NC State started to rally. Then, when the score reached 10-9, Alpha had another chance to break. And they were able to convert, tying the game 10-10.
Fuck out of here, boy. Get that weak shit out of here.
Despite losing on Universe, NC State continued to roll, taking down Tufts and Minnesota, breaking seed and putting themselves in a good position for the championship bracket on Sunday. Even though Brown was in one of the easier pools, their play was still impressive, coming out on top with the best point differential in pool play. The fight for second was close, but Cal was able to defeat Texas on Universe, scoring second and leaving Tufts in third. Finally, the pool that never fails to deliver on close games. This pool was easily the most competitive, with half of the games going to Universe. Since Pitt managed to upset Colorado on Universe, the last point of the day between UMass and Pitt will decide the winner of the pool. UMass were able to break first. Then break again, taking a 6-4 lead. UMass were able to hold on to their lead going into halftime. In the second half, both teams consistently possessed the disc until, eventually,
Fuck out of here, boy. Get that weak shit out of here.
Not in my house.
Pitt was able to break, keeping themselves within one. But Zoodisc weren't allowing a comeback. UMass went on to win, 13-10. And with that, we move on to pre-quarters. In this tournament, every team makes it to pre-quarters and are seeded based on how well they did in pool play. Let's quickly go through the winners and losers. Cue the music. UCLA got beat by Jojah, Colorado Mama Bird took out Alpha, Pitt were able to defeat Grey Ducks, UMass were able to handle the Tusk, Probation got smacked by North Carolina, Carleton cut right through California, Chill beat the Tough without a commotion, and Scotsman lost, the Brownie in motion. And with that, we arrive at the most exciting day of the tournament. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. There were no real surprises, with Jojah and Darkside beating their opponents, but Carleton put up a fight against UMass, ultimately losing 15-14. This is what Carleton's Twitter had to say after the match. Ratchet Fratchet, we lost. Fuel for the fire. Lots of growth. Lots of seed sprouting. Cut love. Morph out. And the game between Pitt and Brown was also an exciting matchup.
Fuck out of here, boy. Get that weak shit out of here.
Pitt were able to jump out to an early lead, converting 2 breaks out of their 2 turnovers. After that, neither team was turning over the disc, working down the field and scoring with ease. Until Pitt took half with a big lead. In the second half, Brown got their first turn. Which they were able to convert. Then Pitt committed another turnover. but Brown couldn't score. Brown kept grinding though, converting a break. Then, having an opportunity to keep the game within reach. But they couldn't get it done. And Pitt won, 15-12. The semi-final matchups were thrillers. With Darkside's talented defense and Zoodisc's high-flying offense, this game was going to be a war of attrition. UNC committed their first turnover of the game, giving UMass an opportunity to get the first break.
Fuck out of here, boy.
But Darkside held strong. Then, Zoodisc got another chance.
Not sure what the discussion is here. I think that look had kind of everything from the angles and distance and space. I'm not sure the cutter was so open, but maybe open enough for a D-line.
I like that. Maybe open enough for D-line. As we're looking at the replay, but I agree with you. And unfortunately, we missed getting the disc in the end zone.
UMass broke first and could break to go into half. But North Carolina comfortably scored. Then on UMass's next possession,
You in black.
UMass is still able to take half though. 8-7. Then, on the first point coming out of half, Zoodisc eventually converts, taking back the lead. UNC again responds by getting a D.
Fuck out of here, boy.
can't score. Then, Zoodisc gets an opportunity to take a 2-break lead. And also can't score. With each team refusing to commit a turn, the score reached 11-13.
Not in my house.
We finally reach 14-13, where Darkside's backs are against the wall. They have to break in order to keep their undefeated season alive. Zoodisc pulled off the upset, 15-13. Darkside lose their first game of the season. Jojah and Pitt, however, still have a chance to play for first. Pitt threw the first turn. And Jojah got the first break. Jojah's offense threw their first turn. And Pitt got the second break, evening the score. With the score reaching 6-7, Pitt could take half with a break. But Jojah held. Now, Jojah had the chance to take half with a break.
You in black.
And they were able to convert, taking half 8-7. Coming out of half, Jojah was able to hold, sitting in front with a 2-point margin. And with Pitt unable to connect on a deep puck, Jojah could extend their lead. On Pitt's next offensive possession,
Fuck out of here, boy.
Jojah got a D and another chance. But Pitt holds, again, keeping the game within reach. Jojah held on, and were only 1 point away from reaching the finals.
Fuck out of here, boy. Get that weak shit out of here.
UMass and Jojah have already met this year at Florida Warm-Up. In the semifinals, Jojah ended up winning and went on to become Florida Warm-Up champs. This time, however, they meet in the finals, where the University of Massachusetts Zoodisc has an opportunity to take their revenge against University of Georgia Jojah. Jojah still likes to run multiple looks on offense, including split stack, T-stack, and hoe stack. On defense, Jojah stuck with man and played in the lanes. They also occasionally ran a zone. UMass mostly initiated out of a hoe stack, but ran side stack and vert stack to mix things up. They mostly played man on defense, but heavily relied on switches to cover the deep space. Jojah turned the disc on their first possession. And Zoodisc broke first. After Georgia's shaky start, they were able to hold on O-line. Here, Jojah tried running their zone. But it didn't faze Zoodisc, as they scored to make it 4-7. After a Jojah hold, UMass needed one more point to take the half. Jojah got their first break, opening the door for a Jojah comeback. But UMass held, going into half up 8-6. The offenses began lining up to start the second half.
Fuck out of here, boy. Get that weak shit out of here.
When the score reached 11-11, UMass threw a turn, opening the door for Jojah to take their first lead of the game.
Mountain Mars.
But they couldn't take advantage.
You in black.
With UMass scoring their 14th point, they could win the game with a break. UMass wins 15-12. This was one of the closest finals matches of the year so far. When the score was tied at 11, Jojah had the same number of breaks as UMass, and UMass only had one more defensive possession over Jojah. UMass simply made a few incredible plays at the end of the match that made all the difference. Finals MVP goes to Wyatt Kelman for his 5 assists and 1 score. He was throwing crazy hucks all weekend and is a key component to UMass's success. Looking at the power rankings after this weekend, Zoodisc deservedly tops the scoreboard, kicking Jojah and Darkside to 3rd and 4th. Pitt, Vermont, and NC State drastically improved their standings, while Texas and Minnesota slipped a little bit. This puts 3 teams from the New England region in the top 10 and puts North and South Central in danger of losing a bid. To be clear, these are power rankings, which are different from the USAU ranking system and bid allocations, so take these positionings with a grain of salt. Like the video if you liked it, or dislike if you disliked it. I'll see you all in the next recap. And of course, always lay out.